I've been gone for quite some time. Just kind of life went roller coaster, and here I am, kind of just really feeling a lot of courage to come here and talk to you again today, because even though it seems like everybody's doing Facebook Live, I'm telling you, sometimes for me it just takes courage to stand before you, because I'm a human being and I have lots of emotions, and my emotions sometimes make it difficult for me to take action. So I wanted to talk to you about emotional eating. I just created a quiz, so you can click below, take the quiz, and see if you can get some insights about yourself and the habits of the way you live your life, not having to do with food, and how that might impact your food and your weight. So as many of you know, I have been maintaining about a 35-40 pound weight loss. It goes up a little bit, little up and down, between 5 pounds, so 35 to 40 pound weight loss for quite a number of years now. I lost and gained it a couple of times, and I have now been managing to maintain it. And the thing that I used to be in a program, a 12-step program for food, and now I'm in a different kind of program, and that is a self-coaching program. So what I teach, what I have learned, and I've been trained by the best, in my opinion, the best coach, life coach around, Beaupre Coaching at the Life Coach School. And what I know is that I ate in the past because of my emotions. I didn't eat because I was hungry. Most of the time I didn't even know what I was feeling. I didn't know what I was thinking, but I was certainly eating and eating and eating, and as a result I felt depressed, and I was really miserable. There were times in the past when I had suicidal thoughts. Not that I think I was going to actually do it, but the thoughts were there. And that's, you're living in an abundant life. I was living in an abundant life with lots of love around me, and no reason to have these, no physical reason to explain it. So one of the things that I know is that there are so many reasons that we can eat over our emotions. Recently, I went back to Arizona, and I visited my dad, and went to the house. He's not living at the house anymore with my mom, but I walked into the house, and he told me that I should, take everything that I wanted, because they might be considering selling the house. So I walked into the house, and 10 years later from when my mom is there, and it's like she could be walking in from the kitchen at any moment. Everything is still just the way she left it. And I was actually quite shocked and taken aback by it. And being an emotional person, I was having emotions. I didn't quite understand what those emotions were. Throughout the course of the next 3 days, I pulled a muscle in my back and realized that, there's my doggy, that I was under a lot of stress, and that this is emotions create stress. And the way I was thinking about what was going on in the house, and all the old Christmas ornaments that I had to abandon, because certainly I don't have enough room in my own house, and is my mom's spirit in that particular Christmas ornament, or is it in me, because I know her and I lived all those years with her? And one of the best parts of that trip was going through all of her photo albums, and it just reminded me of the fun times. We had so many hysterical times, pictures of the kids dressed up, creating outfits out of all kinds of random feathers and plastic, and just generosity and love and giving. And she was such a generous, loving, giving person. And somehow when my brother died, and she really changed, her spirit really changed, and she was very sad a lot. And so I forgot the joy. I really forgot the joy. I have a hysterical photo. Maybe I'll paste it in Facebook of her with, with the old thing about putting a lampshade on your head. Well, she actually had a lampshade on her head, and she was hysterical. So emotions come all the time. And if we look at the connection that we make between our emotions and our thoughts and our feelings and what we do, and just allow us to have those emotions, then we can actually separate that from food. So if you don't want to feel your emotion, if you want to resist your emotion or you want to buffer that emotion, eating's a perfect solution. But the problem is it's only creates another problem. It's not a solution. It's not never a solution to the problem. It doesn't help shame. It doesn't help fear. It doesn't help, you know, I often feel like a stranger in a strange land. But if I eat, that does not help me to change that feeling. So self-coaching is the way, a method that I use in addition to eating a certain way. I weigh my food. I know what I'm going to eat. I have enough food. It satiates me. I like my food, and it's not where I get the joy of my life. I get the fuel of my life in my food, and I get the joy of my life in dealing with my emotions and the people. All of my friends who have been diagnosed with diseases, some friends' children who are sick. There's so much real disturbances in life. I mean, we don't have to go far to know of all of the difficult things that people face. But I'm telling you that when you stop emotionally eating, when you take care of food only and you manage your emotions, you can be so more helpful to people who are struggling in any of these situations. You can be so much more present with your friends if they are struggling with a diagnosis, by being yourself, by being just being present. That I know as an emotional eater, when I was eating, I was not present. Like, you were not even in the picture. It was all about me. So self-coaching, that is the key, in my opinion. So what I do is I teach my clients how to eat, what to eat, when to eat, and then we deal with the emotions and life and what's going on in life so that we can live life, and fuel and eating is just one part of that. But there's also another tricky part that I discovered, which is that I thought that I could self-coach myself to perfection. I never considered myself a perfectionist, really, but I had this image that I was going to get these tools down, and therefore I was going to just kind of, as soon as something comes up, I was going to solve the problem. I was never going to emotionally eat again. And I have to say, my food is pretty much in order. But I don't want to self-coach myself to perfection because I've never been perfect. My mom used to call me half-assed, and that's because I kind of do things quickly. I don't do things the right way, except when it comes to my eating. I have to say, I do pretty specifically follow a certain plan. But in everything else, I'm just kind of like, I kind of wing it. I don't know, it's part of my personality. And yet I had this expectation that, like, let's say when I transitioned from my job, I was going to wake up, I was going to do my writing, I was going to do my meditation, I was going to get everything done just like I was going to college. It's like, this class starts here, this class starts there. Well, you know what? It's really not the way it's working out. And so I am now realizing that I want to self-coach myself to sanity. And that's what I offer my clients. Not perfection, but sanity. So how do we participate in life with all of our emotions, with the fear that we all feel, with the shame that happens and the guilt that happens and all of the guiding feelings that we have? How do we learn to identify those feelings and deal with them separately from food? And it can happen. I can teach you how to do it. So if you find it useful, take the quiz and then send me an email and let me know what you think. And if there's any questions that you have, I'm so happy to answer them. And I'm so happy to be back because I'm back. All right. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.